Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Brief.
2019 has been a record year in Israel, and not just because of the elections. It seems there's also been a 20% rise in immigration from 2018 to 2019, reaching some 27,300 new olim between the months of January and October. That means that Israel's on track to welcome nearly 32,000 new immigrants by the end of the year, though the rates do slow down a bit in the winter. Still, the numbers from the Central Bureau of Statistics show an incredible influx, particularly from Europe and former Soviet nations. In 2018, 10,500 people came from Russia, 16,400 more came from the Ukraine, and 2,400 each came from the United States and from France. And since the founding of the nation, records show that over 3 million people have become new olim, 44% of whom made the move in just the last 30 years. On the other hand, asylum seekers had completely inverse numbers in the latest reports. A total of 0 new asylum seekers from Africa entered the country in 2018, while a total of some 2,700 actually left. Meanwhile, 33,600 more migrants and asylum seekers, primarily from Eritrea and Sudan, remain in the state. This wasn't the only surprising figure either. 2018 marks the first year in Israel's history where non-Jewish immigrants to the country actually outnumbered the Jewish ones. It also marks the latest rise in emigration by Israelis with academic degrees. Nearly 5 Israelis with degrees left the country for every 1 new degree-holding ole. And this rate of emigration has steadily been on the rise, alarming some economists who say the economy's future might be emigrating with them. But overall, this doesn't appear to be an immediate danger, as 92% of native Israelis and 85% of new immigrants report satisfaction with their lives in the state. The IDF is today in the middle of a massive 3-day preparedness exercise, and as the nation assesses and improves upon its response capabilities, the IDF is announcing that Israel is ready to stop a potential Hezbollah invasion, including from underground terror tunnels that may still exist. In late 2018, Israel launched Operation Northern Shield, which targeted and destroyed 6 cross-border terror tunnels from Lebanon to Israel. Israel also famously showed the international community what terror group Hezbollah was up to, with a video from inside the tunnels showing a remote-controlled robot scaring the terrorists inside. And with that, the IDF considered the imminent threat over. But several more tunnels are believed to exist that Israel decided to leave because they didn't yet cross the border. Well, now IDF officials report that if there is any Hezbollah tunnel near the border, we will know about them. For now, though, it seems Hezbollah has bigger concerns domestically. Massive nationwide anti-government protests in Lebanon are now in their 3rd consecutive month, with no signs of slowing. By and large, demonstrators want Hezbollah and the ruling class out, and Prime Minister Hariri actually already announced his resignation. But as the country waits for President Aoun to name Hariri's replacement, tensions are higher than ever, especially as reports indicate that Hariri might be named again.
ما بدنا سعد الحريري، ما بدنا حدا من الطبقة الفاسدة، لا 8 أدار ولا 14 أدار ولا حدا منهم، وكلهم يعني كلهم.
Speaking of the IDF, Israel's military capabilities are top class in the world, and now some of that ability will be sold to Montenegro. In a $35 million government-to-government deal signed Sunday, Israel's largest private defense company, Elbit, has agreed to supply Montenegro's defense ministry with its patented 12.77mm remote-controlled weapons stations. And as part of the deal, Elbit will also supply spare parts for the stations, as well as training in using them properly. The stations are designed to be mounted on tactical vehicles, in Montenegro's case, the US-made Joint Light Tactical Armored Car, and the highly advanced Elbit station can be fired while in transit and from within the vehicle's cabin, thereby protecting the operator. It's lightweight, has a low silhouette and day and night vision, and it features both automated target tracking and a stabilized dual-axis mechanism for more accurate fire while on the move. But more than anything, Israeli officials say that this deal reflects the excellent and expanding relations that Israel has with its foreign partners. Major news in the Israeli startup world: the US tech giant Intel has just acquired an Israeli startup for $2 billion, the company's 2nd largest acquisition in Israel. So which Israeli startup has made the big bucks? Well, it's the Caesarea-based chip maker Habana Labs. Habana Labs makes processors and chips using artificial intelligence and outsources their manufacturing. Using AI helps improve the processing performance of chips and lowers their costs and power consumption, and the processors are used to train deep neural networks. The Israeli startup has also raised $120 million to date and has offices in Tel Aviv, California, Beijing, and Poland with 150 employees. Even though Habana Labs has now also been acquired by Intel, though, the firm will still continue to operate independently and keep its local offices open. This isn't the first big deal that Intel has made in Israel either. In 2017, Intel acquired Mobileye, an Israeli company that makes autonomous car technologies. The acquisition was the biggest in Israeli history.
That's all for now, but for more news from Israel, remember to like ILTV on Facebook and on Instagram, and to subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.